What is going on, you guys? This is Vincent, and I haven't made a video in a while, so I wanted to touch base with you guys, talk to you guys about how life has been, and once again, I'd really like to try and make this channel something. So let's jump right into it. I've been up and down lately. Some of you guys know, especially from my last video that I did, that I have been dealing with some depression and kind of getting through that, trying to figure out basically what's going on in my life and trying to work through my issues, my problems. We all have them, but some of us, I think all of us really have a few problems that we may have where when we start to face them, we can get really down, and it's kind of a struggle to actually say, okay, I need to work on this. And sometimes it requires outside help, people to talk to, and people that can help give you things that will help you get through it, as long as you remember to face your problems and not ignore them by, taking the medicine just to take the medicine. But I think what has gone on in my life, and what's still going on really, is really, honestly, as painful as it's been, is a good thing, because what it's taught me is it's taught me that I have strength and courage inside of me that I can tap into when I need it. And I think a lot of people forget that, or think that they don't have that because they're feeling down, depressed, or whatever. They may feel like, hey, you know what? This is because I'm weak. This is because I don't have the courage. I don't have strength. I don't have any of these attributes. And the truth of the matter is, it means the opposite. It means you're strong enough to face your problems. It means you're strong enough and have the courage to see your flaws and want to make changes in your life to make yourself better and happier. When you're able to see what you lack and accept that you lack it, and in my case, accept the fact that, you know what, having a girlfriend, having someone to love you and accept you is a privilege. It's not some sort of right, because it involves another person in your life. When you can live peacefully with that knowledge, which I'm still working on, then that takes huge amounts of strength and courage, because most of people in this world thrive on the affection, the need of others, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there is, but those of us that are able to draw strength from ourselves and draw courage from ourselves are in a much better place than those who can't. And I think that's important. As far as this channel goes and what I want to do with it, I really am feeling very strongly that I need to get this channel up and running, that I need to make this channel, at least put out videos on this channel, because for me, when I talk to you guys, when I talk or do stories on no sleep or anything like that, it always brings me a huge amount of joy to see people comment and talk to me and give that feedback back. And one thing that I've missed is having that, and not necessarily like with the whole depression stuff of having, a ton of people like, commenting and saying, oh, well, I hope you're okay and all of these things, but more or less, like, I miss the days when I was doing my Minecraft Let's Plays and just having fun with that and enjoying those times of being able to, or I guess, be myself and just talk to a camera and talk about things that are affecting me in my life. The difference is that a lot of times I think in those situations, I was sort of trying to deal with my own thoughts and deal with my own issues, and I was projecting that uncertainty through the camera, or I guess through the microphone with the Let's Plays. And a lot of times I wouldn't actually like do anything as far as gameplay. I would just kind of use the camera as therapy, use the camera to like spout out all my issues and all my problems. And that's not exactly good, because a lot of people don't necessarily want to be your therapist. So when you do that, it really makes people have sort of a negative connotation. Like, they're kind of like, alright, I mean, when are we going to get to the actual thing? And so what I wanted to do with this channel is I wanted to make a channel called From Awkward to Awesome, and, you know, really talk to people that were at one time in my shoes, and kind of say, hey, you know what, this is how I made it through, these are some of the things that I did, and encourage men to have confidence and all of this stuff to get what they want, the new job, the whatever. And the problem is, I think there are so many channels that do that already, and they're gonna do it way better than I ever could. And what my heart really goes out to right now, at the very least, is I really just want to kind of speak out and talk about a lot of things that affect my life, but I think affect a lot of other people's lives, men and women. And the fact is that, you know, I have a lot of experience dealing with, coping with, and thriving in a way with ADHD. I have now, unfortunately, have experience with depression and suicidal thoughts and all of those things, and I want to be able to make a channel that's not specifically like, I don't want to make this channel about always talking about depression, always talking about bad things. I want to do fun things on this channel, don't get me wrong, but what I do want to do is I want to get a lot of these things off my chest, a lot of these things out of my heart, and talk to those of you guys that may not even be a part of the channel as it stands, but those of you guys, those people that will come in, and I want to show them that they're not alone. I want to show them, because, you know, when I was trying to reach out, you know, there's hotlines and things, and I understand that calling those hotlines is like the first step, you know, to recovery, or whatever you want to call it. But trying to call those hotlines is scary, because you know in a way that those people may be disingenuous. Like, my fear was always that when I called the hotline or something, that it would be some girl, and I would tell her how I really wanted a girlfriend or something, and basically, although she could maybe empathize with that, like, she can't fix the problem, and she herself can't be my girlfriend or anything like that. Like, it's not, nothing's gonna solve the problem. When you hang up your phone, it's just gonna all come back again. When, you know, you go to therapy or whatever, you may end up feeling better, but what if when you get out, all those things are gonna come back again? And I'm not saying that that's not gonna work for some people, but when you're feeling those thoughts, when you're feeling that anxiety, when you're feeling that fear, or that desire almost to kill yourself, to commit suicide, what I was trying to do is I was trying to just look up on YouTube and like, how do you deal with it? How do you process what's going on in your mind? How do you say, okay, right now I'm feeling this way, and get outside yourself and say, all right, I am going to make a conscious decision not to follow these thoughts. I'm going to make a conscious decision to walk away from them, and maybe not be happy again, but to at least survive that moment. And there aren't a lot of things other than those hotlines, because I think a lot of people don't want to talk about it. They don't want to deal with something so heavy. But for me, I think it's important that we do. I think it's important that nowadays, with the technology that we have resources like YouTube, where you can reach out and you can watch a video and see somebody talk about these issues and say things like, okay, this is how I dealt with it, and you know, you're not alone. You're not the only one dealing with these things, and it's gonna be okay, and you're gonna make it through this night, and you're gonna see tomorrow. And understanding that, and having some ideas given to you, thrown at you, of how some other people have dealt with this, and how some other people are thinking just the way you're thinking, and thinking exactly what you are thinking. And to understand that, because a lot of times you feel so alone, and you feel like, you know, am I the only one that's thinking that way? And just a little bit of research, and just a little bit of knowing how to search the right questions that you're asking, and you find out that there are so many people dealing with the same thing. And if you look at their lives, if you were to take a top-down view and look around at their lives, then you realize that they stuck it out long enough, and things changed for them, and things got better. And a lot of times in our minds and in our heads, we have this like thing that's like, well, things aren't going to get better for me, things aren't going to change, I'm always going to be like this. And I can't tell you that that's wrong, because you're just going to say like, well, I don't think you're right, I'm a different case. And the reason why I know that is because I lived that. But when you come to the place where you can at least cognitively understand that in the future things will get better, it may not be better right now, and you may think in your head that things are never going to get better, but when you can in your heart realize, hey, you know what, even though I feel like things won't get better, I bet you they will. That's going to help you out a lot to realizing that life changes in a moment. You weren't always depressed, and things in life events happened for you to get that way. And things in life events can happen to put you the other way, to get you to the point where, hey, you know what? Things are great now. Things are okay. And I'm going to enjoy life as best as I can. And I'm going to do the best I can to make changes. And I really think that it's important that we all face these issues. We all face these problems in our lives. And I think that there needs to be more people that have this experience talking about this, and making it a little bit more of a normalized thing. But I'm kind of rambling. I want to make a lot of these into videos, a lot of these thoughts and ideas, and just talk about them. And some of them might be lengthy, but the other things I want to do is I just want to have fun with the channel. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do yet, but there are a couple things that I really want to do. When I go on Urban Explorers, I want to do some vlogging and kind of set the camera up and just talk with Chad, and just, you know, have a little show with Chad while we're making these drives. And I'll talk with him. I'll ask him if he's all right with that. And just, you know, I think I'll set up 2 cameras and just talk with him and be like, you know what? Let's talk today about sort of depression, and have that back and forth of just like, you know, things and thoughts and feelings, and, you know, ask him some of these questions that are in my mind, and you know, really show you guys that, like, hey, you know what, people go through this stuff, people go through hell, and that yet they're still surviving. And it's okay to feel that way. It's normal. It's part of being human, and you're not alone, and you can make it through. So anyways, guys, I think that's going to do it for today. Next time we talk, I'm hoping I can give you guys something a little more positive. At some point I want to make a review again of my Teach Hanley, because that's gotten a lot of views, but I haven't been very good at using it lately. Self-care has kind of been up and down, but I do want to make a follow-up video once I get back on really using that, and you know, we'll talk to you guys soon. So until next time, see you later.